Yeah, we'll do. Morning, Ben. Thanks for your time again, as ever. First up, let's start talking about the new signing then, Ben Liddell. What are you looking at him to bring to the squad?
He gives us a left footer in midfield, which is something that we've been looking at for a long time. He's got really good quality in his left foot. Technically, a very good player, very comfortable on the ball. We think he's had a really good grounding at Middlesbrough, but he's also had a couple of loans that have given him that EFL experience. So we think we're getting a good player at a good age, and we see a lot of development in him as well. So we're hopeful we can be a very good signing for the club, and he certainly gives us more strength and competition in that area.
Yeah, and he's someone you'd obviously look to want to get involved as soon as possible.
Yeah, we need time to bed in and get to know the squad and the players. But yes, it's something that we look to get him involved as quickly as we possibly can.
Yeah. How important is that EFL experience you say about the loan experience that he's had out at other clubs? How important is that to bring to Bristol Rovers?
Yeah, I think it is important. He's played in the first team at Middlesbrough. He played in the FA Cup against Tottenham last season, so he's played in big games. But I think to also have that, he's had a non-league loan and then 2 League Two loans, and I think that gives you it keeps your feet on the ground. He's been out into clubs in the EFL and experienced the level, and I think that's good for young players. He's a very grounded lad, very down to earth, but he comes in with good hunger and good desire to improve.
Yeah. Jonah's injured, of course. Are you optimistic you may be able to bring in a striker as well?
If we feel that we need to, I think we've got good strength within the squad as things stand. So, we've got Brandon Hanlon, we've got James Daly, we've got Jaden Mitchell-Lawson. Zane Walker played up front on Tuesday and did very well. Sam Nicholson can also play there. So I think we've got good quality and good depth within the squad. So I think all being well, we look to go with what we've got unless something becomes available that we really think strengthens us.
Yeah, and with the additions you've made, do you see players perhaps having to go out on loan to get some games like Cam Hargreaves and Tom Mayhew?
Possibly, I think that's something we'll look to do with Tom, and that's always been the plan. That's always been the conversations that I've had with him throughout pre-season and into the season. He's trained with us every day from day one of pre-season, which has really pushed him on. But he needs regular playing time. So that's something that we will certainly look to do with Tom. I don't think there's a need to do that with anyone else in the squad, but we'll assess that over the next week or so with what's left remaining in the window.
Absolutely, yes. It always gets busy at those times, of course, doesn't it? I mean, looking at the game tomorrow, it's a tough game, isn't it? Lincoln City, the start that they've made has been pretty impressive. What sort of a match are you expecting?
I think Lincoln have obviously had a very, very good start to the season. We don't pay too much attention to the league table, if I'm honest. We look at the games and analyse what they do and where we feel we can win the game. And we've done that in great detail. But they've got a good squad. Michael's done a very good job there in the turnaround that they've made. There's several young players I know from my time at West Brom, so I've got quite a good insight into their squad. But we're looking forward to the game. We think we've had a good 2 good performances last 2 games, and we're looking forward to the test at Lincoln tomorrow.
Yeah, how important is that? How much of an advantage could it be that you have some insight on some of their players, a lot of their players from previous encounters, and also working with them?
I don't think it's an advantage as such. It just means that you know them and you've got an insight into them. There's no way of knowing how people are going to play tomorrow. It's the same the other way around when they're looking at our squad. As well as someone, or if you've worked with them in the past, it doesn't have too much of a bearing on what's coming in the future. So like I say we've analysed in detail, which we do every week. We focused on what we think we need to do tomorrow, and that will be our concentration on what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and regardless of their form, I guess you're going there in good confidence, having got your first win last weekend.
Yeah, I think the win. I also think that the level of performance, not just Saturday but also Tuesday. I think as a squad, across the squad, it's been 2 really good performances because everyone has featured across those 2 games who's been fit. So there's good competition. As I say, 2 really good performances that we're happy with, plus the win last week to give us that momentum and confidence going into the game.
Yeah. Ansi Jacola's available, isn't he? With for you having not gone on international duty, that'll be a boost.
Yeah, I've said before, I think Ansi's up there with the best, if not the best goalkeeper in League One, in my opinion. So, having him available is always great for us. But saying that, Geordie did great in the week as well. He did fantastic on Tuesday. So, really pleased with his development and how he's developing as a goalkeeper. And the fact that he wants to push and challenge Ansi. So, again, that's like with the outfield players. That's exactly what we want.
Yeah, of course, it's another tough away trip. You've had some of those already with Doncaster in particular and places that you've been already. Can you learn from those encounters that you've had already against teams like Doncaster going into this one?
Yes, very much so. We learn from every game. We analyse every game and review positives and also what we need to learn. I think Doncaster was the one disappointing game of the season so far from our perspective. Not so much in the level of performance, just certain areas where we made mistakes and cost us goals. But other than that, I think our performance levels have been improving. In the last two games, I think we've had 36 shots at goal across the last two games, which has been a big improvement. So we'll just keep focusing on what we're doing and keep improving. And each week that's passing, I think we're getting stronger as a group, which is great.